it's all gonna be good. Don't worry about nothing, don't worry about nothing, nothing now. It's all gonna be good. So breathe like you know you should. Yeah, breathe.
Hello, welcome back to my channel. In today's video on Microsoft Excel, we'll be looking at aggregate functions. Okay, so let's jump right in. Now, what are aggregate functions? All right, in Microsoft Excel. So aggregate function in Excel simply has to do basic aggregations. So we are looking at basic additions and subtractions, divisions and multiplication, as well as being able to find the minimum, the maximum, the count, and the average of items. Okay, in Microsoft Excel. So that is basically what in today's video we are going to be looking at. And in this video, I'm going to be teaching you some ways. All right, there aren't just one way to get this information. There are a number of ways, but I'll be teaching you at least the three most used ways, and the three most powerful ways that as a beginner you should be using when you are working with Microsoft Excel. All right, and so the first one that I'm going to be teaching you is this. Hello, I'm Meshake, and still in the course of the video, just wanted to take a minute and to let you know that if you're a small business owner or someone trying to break into data analytics, hey, you should know that I can help you move faster without confusion. Over here, I offer one-on-one data analytics coaching where I teach you podcast skills in Power BI, SQL, Excel, Python, right, and business insights tailored to your goals. Whether it's for improving decisions or landing a role, you are at the right place. I also need you to know that I've also created a Power BI beginner ebook that breaks everything down step by step, no jargon, no overwhelming. And so if you are ready to actually understand data and use it with confidence, I'll ask you to check the links right below. I've attached it to my video. Alright, and you can see, so this is my one-on-one coaching where you can book a coaching session with me and you can get to ask me questions directly and I can help you to solve any problem that you are looking to solve when it comes to data analytics. You can also find my ebook here, right? And so if there is something that you like, you can simply go in and then you can purchase it, and it's quite affordable, so you can just go in and purchase it, and trust me that you are going to get the value that you are looking for as you buy this book. All right, so without much ado, I digress. Let's move back to the video. All right, and so the first way that I'm going to be teaching you how to use a good function is what normally as a beginner we will all be using. All right, or if you even have no idea what normally would come into mind to use. Now before I begin, this is a data set that we are going to be using in this video. I'll be leaving this in the description box so you can download and follow along as I take you through this video. All right, and so the first thing or the first way we can use this is, let's say like I said, the normal way, or what will first come into mind, where we are going to be using the aggregate symbols. All right, so we are going to be using plus, minus, division, and multiplication. Now we are still going to be using this in Excel, even though there are other ways, but this goes a long way because there are some things that you can't use, you can't find with the other formulas. All right, but these ones you are almost certain to be able to use them across. Okay, and so what I simply mean is, for instance, if you want to find the total of your sales and then the discount, all right, the total amount for sales and discount, all right, across all of them, what we can simply do is we can simply say, all right, so we are taking this E2, all right, so this is the cell name. Now I already have a video on cells and how Microsoft Excel calls the values in its cell. Okay, and so you can check that video out. I'll be leaving the playlist to that at the end of this video, all right, for as the end screen. Okay, so you can check that out right after this video. But we are looking at E2, okay, because this is E and then 2. All right, we are looking at this, and now we can go ahead and use our aggregation symbol, all right, which is plus. We are looking at sum, so plus this particular one, which is going to be G2, and now if we enter, it's going to give us the sum. Okay, and now right after we have this, we don't have to do it for the other ones as well. We can just simply select this, and this is going to fill the rest. All right, this is going to fill in the rest. There is something a sort of flash fill. Yeah, so once the first one is done, you can just select the little icon that you see over there. So let me show you once again. So this and plus, like so, this you enter to get your answer. Now if you select this dot, is it dot or what? All right, this one right there, you are going to double click on it and it's going to just populate the remaining cells, all right, with the function or with the formula that we provided for the first particular one. Okay, so if you come here, you can see that it's showing E3 plus J3, which is E3, right, and then J3. Okay, and so this is one way to use aggregation functions. All right, now we can go ahead if we don't want to find the sum, all right, but we want to maybe subtract the discount from the sales. All right, so we want to take this out of the sales so we can get the original amount. All right, so what we can simply do is that we can use a subtraction, all right, or the minus symbol. All right, so that's also going to be equal to, now we use equal to because in Microsoft Excel, whenever you are using the formula, it needs to begin with an equal to sign. Okay, so equal to and then that. All right, and so we have equal to, and I can say this, all right, this right here minus, all right, this, and if I enter, you can see this minus this is 200, and so that is what gives us our answer. All right, like so. Okay, like so. So that is our answer. All right, now not just this, but let's say if you want to find multiplication, all right, if you want to multiply this by this, again we can use that as well, where we can say, all right, we want to find the product or multiplication of this, all right, by this, all right, and that is going to give us that. And again, we can just do that for this as well, and then it goes that way. Okay, and so this is one way we can use the aggregation function, all right, where we use the normal symbols, all right, the plus, minus, multiplication, and division, all right, division signs. Okay, and so it's just as simple as that. Now the other way that we can do this is, rather than using the symbols, we are going to use something different. All right, and so let's say I want to find the total sales amount for all of this. All right, I want to find the total sales amount for all of this. Now in this particular case, it's going to be difficult to do something like so, and then do this, and then do this, and then do this, and then do this, and then plus. All right, it's going to be really difficult. Okay, it's going to be very unprofessional. And so in scenarios like this, what we can simply do is we can use the sum function, all right, where we can say equal to the sum, all right, because we are looking for the total, we can say equal to the sum. And now once we've gotten that, we can simply just select all of this. All right, we can select all of that particular values for that particular column. Now we can close the bracket, and if we select enter, this is going to be the sum total of all of these. All right, it's going to be the sum total for all of this. So this is another way we can use the um the aggregation functions, all right, where you use the sum. But in this particular case, you realize that we can't really use subtraction for this. There's no formula or function for minus. All right, so we can't do that. That is why it's important that with minus and multiplication like that, but even with multiplication, there's something called product. All right, so we can use product for multiplication. All right, where I'm going to highlight all of this and close this, and this is going to mean the product. So this is going to be the multiplication of all of this, and the total is this. All right, so this is simply showing us this. So all right, so this right there, because the figure is too long, right after we've done this, the figure is going to be too long. Let's see if there's a way to go about this, right? So number, all right, so this is going to be the actual amount. All right, so this multiplied by this, multiplied by this, multiplied by this, and that is going to give us this. All right, so for sum we can use the sum function. For multiplication we can use the product. All right, and then so on and so forth. But assuming you don't want to find the product, or you want to find the average, you are simply going to say, all right, so average, like so. All right, and then we are going to select all of this, close this, and this is going to be given as the average. All right, that means if we are to add all of this and then divide by the total number, all right, that is going to give us the average. That is what average is. The average is the addition of all of them divided by the total number of them, so that gives us the average. All right, but let's say we don't want to find the average, we want to know the total number of items in there. Then we are going to be using the count. All right, we are going to be using the count function, and that is simply going to be the count. All right, so we are counting all of the items, so we want to know the number of items in this particular column. All right, do we only have one item, or do we have 7 items? Do we have 8 items? All right, and so to find the number of items in that particular column, I'm going to select all of this, use the count function, and I'm going to close this, and it's going to tell me that, all right, so from year to year, because we didn't select, we only selected from year to year, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 items in that particular column, all right? And so the count function helps us to get this. But then again, let's say we don't want to find a count, we want to see, so in this particular case, like so, I want to find out what is the total sales that came in, the total sales amount, all right, the highest sales amount, all right, so the maximum sales amount. Let's say I have so many records, I can't really go through one by one, all right. By looking at this, I can see that this is the highest sales amount. But let's say I have so many records, all right, and I can't just go through them one by one, all right. So I want a fast way to really find out what my highest sales was, okay. And so with that, we are going to use what we call the max, and I'm simply going to say max, all right. So the max, like so, and I'm going to just highlight all of what I'm looking for, close this, and it's going to tell me that, all right, so the highest sales amount in this particular column is actually 1150, all right. And likewise, if I want to find the lowest sales amount in this particular column, all right, I want to find the lowest sales amount, then the opposite of max is going to be minimum, so I'm going to be looking at the min, okay. So in this case, my equal to, do not forget to bring your equal to, because without the equal to, it's not going to work, all right. You see that if I just write min and then I open bracket and I do this, right, and I do this, it's not going to work. It's not pulling it, because now Microsoft Excel is not reading this as a function, okay. And so in order to use this function, this aggregations, you need to start with the equal to alert Microsoft Excel that it's a function, all right. And now I'm going to say min, and now if I'm to select all of this, like so, this gives me the minimum sales amount that can be found in this particular column, which in this case is 20. All right. And so these are two ways we can use aggregate functions. All right. Now there's one other way to use aggregate function. And so let's go and see how we can do just that. All right. So now the third way we can use aggregate functions is to use what we call the formulas. All right. Is to use what we call the formulas. And so for that, we are simply going to come right here to formulas, all right, like so. We are going to click on this formulas, all right. Now in the first instance, you can see we have something called auto sum. Now if I'm to hit on this arrow, we can see we have for sum, we have average, we have count, we have max, we have min, all right. So these are the basic aggregations, all right. These are the basic aggregations, and we even have more functions, all right, that we can select from. But in this case, because we are just looking at the basic aggregations, we are just going to look at these ones, all right. And so let's say now I come here, and again I want to find the sum total of all of these sales, all right. I want to find the sum total of all of these sales, okay. Now what we can simply do is that I can come right down here, all right. So let me take these ones out, okay. Let me take these ones out, all right. So I want to find the sum total. So what I'm simply going to do is I'm going to highlight all of these cells, like so, and then highlight one additional empty cell, all right, where we have our total sales, all right, or the sum of our total sums in that particular column, all right. So now that I have this, I'm simply going to now go to my auto sum. Don't forget, you need to come to formulas, and I'm simply going to go to my auto sum, select this, and because I'm looking for the total, the sum of it, I'm going to select sum, and this is going to total the entire thing, all right. So this is going to give me the sum total amount, all right. This is going to give me the sum total amount. What if I don't want the sum, all right? Let's say I don't want the sum, I want to find the average, all right. In this case, we can again just highlight all of this, like so, all right. Now go right here, click on this, and I don't want the sum, I'm looking at the average. I'm going to select average, and this is going to give me my average, all right. What if we want to count the total, we want to count the number of items in a particular cell, all right. We want to count the number of items. So what we can simply do is that we can simply just again highlight all of it, come right here, we are going to go to count, and it's going to tell me that, all right, so the count is 8, all right. It's going to tell me that the count of items in here is 8. Now the count, all right, works with numerical values or items, all right. Count wouldn't work for this. And so let's say if I want to count the number of items in here, all right, if I want to count this and I click this, excuse me, right, so see this, so it's not going to work because the count doesn't work for string values. All right, count works with numeric values. Okay, and so there's another way to count items like this, and we are going to be looking at that in our count function. All right, when we are looking at our count function, we are looking at count, count blank, count distinct, and all of that. We look at how we can, actually count values that are in strings. Okay, but for now we can't do that, and this particular video is based on aggregations. All right, and so these are the three various ways by which we can do our aggregations in Microsoft Excel. The first one is to use the basics. All right, where we use the symbol of the aggregation, all right, to find the total, the minus, the multiplication, and all of that. Now the second is to use the formulas. All right, so we can use the sum, average, we can use the min, max, all right, and all of that. And the third one is to come to our formulas and use this particular option that we have here, right, or this feature that we have here, to look at that. Okay, and so yes, these are the various ways by which we can actually do our aggregations in Microsoft Excel. Now, if this video was helpful, don't forget to hit the like and be sure to subscribe to the video so that whichever video that comes out every week, you'll be notified and be the first among a lot of people to check that out. All right, and so without much ado, I'm going to end this video right here, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Like I always say, take care of yourself, and yeah, be good.
Whatever you decide, baby, that's what you like. I'll do it.